Welcome back, boys and girls, and today is another beautiful day in Virginia, and I want to introduce you to my mini soldiers. Look at that, aren't they beautiful? They're like mini soldiers, ready to fight for my hunger. Yes, it's meatball and gravy. It is our all-time favorite. We love to have this in the freezer as a ready-to-eat meal at any given time. My wife has been experimenting with different recipes like a mad scientist. It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! And yes, she came up with this perfectly healthy and nutritious meatball for her loved ones. Yes, that includes me. Today we're getting ready to make some meatballs, and we had this meat sitting in the refrigerator on a strainer for overnight now, and you can see some of the blood has drained out. This Cabela Deluxe grinder works really well. It comes with lifetime warranty, and I don't really do a lot of heavy duty grinding, but it works really well. This is 4.5 pounds of venison ground meat, and I use this grinder from Cabela. It's deluxe model. It's got a unbutton, stop button, and reverse. And I don't do a lot of heavy duty grinding, but this works really well. And this came with a lifetime warranty. Cabela grinder comes with two sides here, and I like to use the big one because this gives more of the meatier texture than a fine one. We don't usually mix commercial meat with a venison, but since we are making this for our kids, we're gonna add a bacon. It's an applewood smoked bacon, organic, and this is, as you can see, it's 18 ounce, so that's a little bit over a pound. So here goes the bacon. Okay, now we're gonna mix the bacon with the venison ground meat. Mix it really well. And this should give extra flavor of that smoked bacon and some fat in it. And as I mentioned, we don't usually use a lot of commercial meat at all, but since the kids wanted it, and we want to give it a little bit of different flavor, so today we're making it with the bacon. Here is the whole ingredients for the meatball. First, we have mixed ground meat of venison and bacon. We have 4 pounds and 6 ounces of ground venison and 1 pound and 2 ounces of ground smoked bacon. And we have pre-cooked 3 onions, chopped onions, and you want to make sure you pre-cook it so that extra fluid will not go into the mixture of meatball. And we have 2 cups of chopped parsley, and we have 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. You want to make sure you buy the whole cheese and then grate it yourself. That way it's got more flavor. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. And we're going to put 1 teaspoon of black pepper and 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper and 1/4 teaspoon of organic garlic salt. And we have 1 beaten egg. And we have minced garlic. This is 2 cloves of minced garlic. This already smells really good. We have added all the ingredients, and we're gonna mix it with our hands. And as for the pepper and salt, and for the oyster sauce, you could put in as much as you like, but healthy eating is less salt and pepper. And we usually eat the meatballs with the gravy anyway, so we don't have to make it too salty. So you wanna mix it with your hand, and make sure you get everything mixed really well. You can make your meatball with your hand, and the size should be about 1 inch, maybe 1.25 inches. I like to say it's a little bit smaller than a golf ball. Look at that, aren't they beautiful? And I like to help my wife with housework and kitchen work, because trust me, this is the best way to have a very strong relationship. And you could really build a loving relationship by working together. And I really enjoy her company, and we laugh a lot, we talk a lot, and none of us are really exhausted at the end of the day. Many people think man came from women, so women are more attaching to men because of their motherly love. But in reality, woman came from man's bone. So in the Bible it says, she is now bone of my bones. And it also says, man shall leave his mother and father and cleave to his wife. Just like a perfectly fitting puzzle. Don't get me wrong, we have our differences and we work it out every day. The Bible says you could get angry, but do not sit in anger. And do not let the sun go down while you're still angry. So we work it out every day, and every day we keep on cleaving. Look at that, aren't they beautiful? They're like mini soldiers, ready to fight for my hunger. We have preheated the oven to 475, and we're gonna cook it for about 12 minutes. Here goes my soldiers. Yay! Okay, just want to let you know we added another minute to our oven because it looks pretty well cooked, but my wife just wants to make sure it's all cooked. So we added another minute. So it's 30 minutes. Okay, time is up. Oh, look at that. Oh my God, it smells so good. Let me get it out. Just want to let you know, I'm not wearing my hunting clothes. I just enjoy this comfortable fleece. So I wear it at home, but not for hunting. Oh, that looks really good. That smells really good. Okay, here goes the second pan. Here we go. Okay, this is the second set of meatballs. The temperature is at 475 for 30 minutes. And there is our beautiful meatballs. Here is our second meatballs. And it smells fantastic. Woo! Look at that. Oh, that smells really good. The best part of cooking with my wife is that I get to taste it when it's fresh and hot. Oh, that smells really good. And as you can see, the meatballs is staying together pretty well. And oh my God, it is so good. It's got all the flavor of Parmesan and parsley, a little bit of bacon, not very strong, it's not overpowering. And texture is awesome. Yeah, I don't think we need gravy for this. You could just eat it just by meatball itself and it'd be great. The meatball is really great with spaghetti sauce. But with my wife's gravy, it's magic time. Boys and girls, today is your lucky day. For the first time, my wife is going to reveal how to make a gravy. Okay, this is the moment of the truth. These are the ingredients for my wife's gravy. First, we have 2 tablespoons of butter, and she tried to limit the butter so it be healthier. And we have 3/4 cups of flour, and we have 5 mushrooms chopped, and we have 1 onion chopped, and we have 1 small carrot chopped, and we have 1 stalk of celery chopped, and we have about 5 cups of deer bone broth, and I did a review on this previously. And we're gonna season it with pepper and salt, and you could really season it as you like, but we try to limit salt so it'll be healthier. Okay, this pot has been preheated, and we're gonna melt the butter. Okay, once the butter is almost melted, now we're gonna put the flour in, and we're gonna shift it. That way it won't get lumps or anything like that. So we want to make sure it's nice and fine. Okay, we're gonna cook it and make sure you don't burn it. And we're gonna cook it till this turns nice and brown. Okay, this does take a little bit of time, but keep on stirring it, make sure you don't burn it. And just want to let you know, depending on how thick you want your gravy, you could control the amount of the flour. Okay, because you don't want to burn it, you want to keep it at a low heat. Right now we have setting at 4. We've been at it for about 15 minutes now, and as you can see, it's turning light brown. We don't want it dark brown because that could be unhealthy for you. We put in a frozen broth. Broth is melting, and we have increased the heat to 7. Okay, the broth is completely melted and is heating up, so we're gonna add all the veggies. Here goes the carrot. Here goes the onion. And here goes the mushroom. And here goes the celery. And now we're gonna stir. Okay, we still have the heat at pretty high. Now once this starts to boil, we're gonna lower the heat and let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes. And then we're gonna season it with the salt and pepper. And that's it. It's starting to boil now. From time to time, you wanna make sure you give it a good stir, but make sure you scratch the bottom so that you won't burn the bottom of the pot. Okay, as you can see, it's starting to boil now. And we're gonna lower the heat to the low, and we're gonna put the lid on. And from time to time, you have to make sure you give a good stir so that you won't get burned, especially at the bottom of the pot. And as you can see, my wife used a lot of vegetables, and she want to make sure that it's not only nutritious, but by using a lot of veggies, that it gives that rich flavor, but at the same time, it gives a very clean taste. So rich and clean without all the greasiness. We have lowered the heat down to 2, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes now, and now we're gonna season it with salt and pepper. We have seasoned it with salt and pepper, and my favorite time has come. I get to taste it. That's really, really good. Perfectly balanced. Now this goes really great with turkey, meatball, ham. Sometimes I like to even have it with just the rice because it's already got venison inside. This is really, really good. After it's completely cooled off, we're gonna portion it and freeze some of it, and we're gonna eat some of it tomorrow. This is for tomorrow, and this is for the future. Here it is, boys and girls. My meatball with gravy, and baked sweet potato, and baked beets, and my salad, and my favorite beer. Oh my God, I wish you could smell this. Bon appetit. The texture is really good. And the parmesan, parsley, venison, a little bit of bacon, the gravy, everything's very well balanced. Nothing is really overpowering. The gravy kind of reminds me of what my mom used to make me. It's oxtail with the gravy, but it's not so greasy as oxtail. And it's got more flavors, like all the veggies in there, like mushrooms, onions. You could taste all of that, and it's balanced really well. And like I said, I think I could eat this like every night, and I wouldn't get sick of it. Okay, we have vacuum sealed the fully cooked meatballs, and we're gonna freeze it and send it to our kids, and they're gonna have ready to eat meal whenever they want it. They just have to heat it up and enjoy the meal. Now, when you make meatballs, you could also make them into small burger patties and have the best, fanciest mini burger in the world. Come on, who doesn't like a burger? Take a look. Here is the final product of mini buns. Here's my wife's mini bun, and I am slicing a very stinky Swiss cheese. Yes, we like it stinky. And we're gonna melt that in the oven, and we're gonna have it with caramelized onion and venison patty. One thing bad about eating so well at home is that you don't get to appreciate eating out anymore. It takes the fun out. Just look at this mini burger. You have one of this, and I guarantee you, you'll never go to any fancy burger joint anymore. I don't. Just look at that burger. Oh my God, this is so good. And lastly, like always, thank God for what you have. Enjoy your life with what you got, but mostly love your wife to the fullest. I try to. And trust me, I am receiving far more than what I'm giving her. See ya.